Say something. Hello?
Yo, just one sec.
Oh, there. Okay, that's a lot better.
Yo.
Yo.
Yeah, it's better. Alright, so, talk real quick?
Hello?
Yeah, that should be good.
Clearly, both of them are
Alright.
similar in so many ways. Started as one of the weakest characters in their verse, followed the same method of training, and risen to be the absolute best. While reading Solo Leveling back in the day, I couldn't help but notice the huge similarities between the two. The Hunter Association, the Monsters and Hunters rankings, the hero that nobody knows, all greatly reminded me of One Punch Man in so many regards. In this video, we will be taking a look on both these individuals' abilities, powers and stats to figure out who would be the last one standing. But before that, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell for more of these matchup videos. Again, thank you. The greatest and most interesting character in the entire series. Started as the weakest hunter, getting easily demolished by E-level beasts and monsters, to becoming the strongest character by the end of the series. All thanks to miraculously getting selected to be a player of the system. Being a player, Sun Jin-woo has a variety of abilities that he would gain throughout leveling up. The most important one is being a necromancer who has the ability to resurrect the dead. This is indeed a broken ability, since not only you wouldn't need to necessarily fight alone, but also can raise his opponents from the dead after defeating them to become almost as powerful as they were. The amount of hacks abilities he possesses by the end of the series are almost unquantifiable. Particularly, Sun can transcend time itself by aging and de-aging his body as he pleases. Memory and spatial manipulation, invisibility, regeneration, telekinesis, creating his own pocket dimension called the World of Death, where inside he is quote-unquote omnipotent. All of these abilities and more are just some of the minor hacks that Sung has demonstrated in his last peak stage of power. More of his abilities would be taken in context regarding how would he interact with Saitama as a whole. Now to the most important question that most of you have, how strong is Sun Jin-woo really? The first low end that a lot of scalers likes to think of is that Sun Jin-woo should be at least large planetary. According to the author in the light novel, Rakon, the king of beasts, while being weakened due to being on Earth, wields enough power to destroy this world. Both the light novel and the manhwa mostly refer to planets as worlds, and considering that the Earth is imbued with enough mana to protect it from the fight.
Anything so far?
Yeah, I can debunk that one. I mean, I wouldn't really debunk it. I would just explain that it's actually a lot higher.
Oh no, I just want your thoughts on the,
Planetary. According to the author in the light, is that Sun Jin-woo should be at least large planetary.
that. Want your
Should be
thoughts
out.
on that?
Well, I think the Earth should scale a lot higher.
Earth in, soul leveling? Yeah, why?
Because as it stated that the rulers were amping the planet, right?
Yeah, do you have the scan for that?
Well, he just showed it.
According to the text to think of is that Sun
Where
Rakon,
is
the
it?
king of
Here?
Yeah, the one that you just said that it amped it, right?
The Sovereign Beast activated spiritual body manifestation and rapidly transformed into a gigantic wolf. Although it was incomparably smaller than the one from the Shadow Sovereign's memories, perhaps owing to the facts. No.
Oh my, I'll get it real quick. It's on like 219, 220.
Alright, if you gave the source, that's fine. We can continue if you want, or if you can go grab the scan.
I'll just grab it real quick. It shouldn't be that hard to get.
Alright. By the way, I'm posting the vanilla version, and then I'm gonna post an edited version.
Oh no,
Why?
it's gonna, it's gonna be a hot minute.
You'll find I'm just gonna scroll through TikTok. Bro left. Bro got nuked. You good?
Hello?
You good? Yeah.
Yeah, I found 5 scans. It should be fine.
You sent him DMs?
I guess I should have done that.
Where did you send them? Do you send them in general?
I sent them in the general, but I can just send them on here
No, no,
too.
no. I was wondering. Alright, so we have this scan right here. Y'all can see this scan, right? Let me just check. Y'all, you can.
So the rulers had put their mana onto Earth, amping the humans, just so it could lay a trap against the monarchs. Bro is going too quick.
No, I'm just grabbing all of them.
Anyways, oh. So we have that. The rulers were amping the planet, and then the rulers simply by existing, and obviously the other monarchs, because they're all lord level existences, their mere existence is keeping up entire universes from getting destroyed. So the amping of Earth should be able to hold the capability of not getting destroyed from these same power levels. So the Earth should at least be like a universal construct.
So you want to just show all these real quick? Y'all can
Yeah.
pause if y'all want to.
Beast, while being weakened due to being on Earth, wields enough power to destroy this world. Both the light novel and the manual mostly refer to planets as worlds, and considering that the Earth is imbued with enough mana to protect it from the fight to come between the monarchs and the rulers, Rakan, while
That's a different scan, but it's good enough.
enough mana to protect it from the fight to come between the monarchs and the rulers, Rakan, while being extremely conservative, can still destroy a more durable Earth. Now, this doesn't mean that Rakan can simply imbue enough force to crush the planet with one punch. That would be hard to believe, since if that was the case, the monarchs could just open a portal to Earth and destroy it with a single punch without the needs of preparing any type of plan regarding the rulers.
So you got debunked to this, or was it just
I didn't,
this? Or was it just this
I
scan right
didn't,
here? What?
I didn't hear what he said.
Are you watching the stream?
I am. I have a hang now.
Yeah, one sec.
Enough mana to protect it from the fight to come between the monarchs and the rulers, Rakan, while being extremely conservative, can still destroy a more durable Earth. Now, this doesn't mean that Rakan can simply imbue enough force to crush the planet with one punch. That would be hard to believe, since if that was the case, the monarchs could just open a portal to Earth and destroy it with a single punch without the needs of preparing any type of plan regarding the rulers.
Ah, bless it. Yeah, I have to go find it then real quick.
Bro
It's a,
watched the video to get the scans, and bro doesn't have the scans.
I got the universal thing out of the way, so everything else isn't fucking needed. But I can debunk this.
Yeah, we just need to debunk all of his points.
Not fair enough. We're I mean, I had this scanned. I do. Just want me to put it back in the one server, or do
Yeah.
you want me to put it?
Just do whatever you want.
I'll just put it in DMs. It should be easier. I don't want to fill up general.
Alright. Going to so.
So the monarchs and rulers were never actually at full power. For them to even be in their true form, they would have to create a giant hole into the extra dimensional barrier between the universes. So we've never seen a monarch or ruler fight at full power. Otherwise, it would just destroy Earth.
Alright.
Obviously requires time to complete.
Eh, it's whatever.
Hello?
You gonna keep going, Cozier, or
Can you hear me? Hello?
hello? I
Hello?
can hear you.
Hello? Okay, okay. Well, my controller kind of disconnected.
Ow.
So,
Completely finish off that task at hand. Sun Jinwoo should comfortably scale higher than this, since not only is the Monarch of Shadows and the
fuck.
Monarch of Destruction are
I'm gonna have to do a shit ton of editing.
Yeah, you are.
scale higher than this, since not only is the Monarch of Shadows and the Monarch of Destruction are stated and shown to be in a completely different level than the rest of the Monarchs, but also the fact that Sun Jinwoo completely annihilated every single one at the end of the series, meaning Sun Jinwoo would certainly scale to large planetary if not higher. The second high end that people consider, especially reading the light novel, is that Sun Jinwoo could be universal. This comes from the light novel chapter 219 and 220, where
He's just posted scan. It's fine.
Sung and Ashbourne had a conversation that reveals the true history of the monarchs and the rulers, which we came to find out that the Absolute Being or the Supreme Being created the universe when nothing but darkness and light existed. With that, he also created the monarchs and the rulers to simply fight for eternity as a form of entertainment, created the former for the purpose of destroying the planets and the latter for the purpose of protecting it. However, the rulers wanted nothing but peace and they decided to rebel on the Supreme Ruler, with them eventually being successful of killing him after waging a large-scale war. Considering the rulers and the monarchs has been fighting for eons, they should be at least comparable in terms of strength and speed, meaning the monarchs who Sun Jinwoo completely took care of by the end of the series should be strong enough to kill the Supreme Being. This makes Sun Jinwoo comparable to the Supreme Being, therefore universal. But there also exist many problems debunking this end. One, it is possible
We finna get into it right now, aren't we?
that a large
What's up?
group of rulers were
Finna get into the actual debunking.
Yeah, I was grabbing all the scans real quick for it.
required to eventually defeat the Supreme Being. 2. The Supreme Being could just be a creation god and simply is not capable of fighting. Ashbourne literally explained this to
God, God damn it! I forgot he posted. Oh my. I need to go grab
Sun
another
by
scan.
saying, "We were created to fight, and our powers were more than enough to bring down our own master." Think of it as an AI thing, where the scientist can make robots that are much stronger than him and could eventually kill him. The Supreme Being is also not omnipotent.
You there, Causier? I guess I got kicked again.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I was looking for a scan.
Yeah, no, my controller got disconnected again. So,
Oh, I'm looking for a scan right now. It like verbatim states that the ethrons were designed to create an.
you know what's funny? One sec.
What?
Did you see the debunk Super Saiyan God Goku feat from the Real Fact Speaker?
Yeah,
Yeah, my comment is like halfway there from ratioing him.
that's actually hilarious.
And it's just asking if the video is satire. One sec.
Did I find the scan? I did.
Is that the scan we need to debunk it? Also, I'm just gonna edit all of it. Like,
Yeah, you know how he just stated that they were only creation gods?
yeah.
Yeah, it's a scan that states that they enjoy creating and destroying.
Yeah, that's good enough. Alright, one sec. I did kind of accidentally, close, when I was panicking, close,
Oh, God bless it, Causier.
so I have to,
Hey, it saved the progress.
no, I just came back here.
Oh.
Sec.
Created the monarchs and the rulers to simply fight for eternity as a form of entertainment. Created the rulers, which we scale to large planetary the
Alright,
rulers
stop
to
right there.
simply fight for eternity as a form of entertainment, created the former for the purpose of destroying the planets and the latter for the purpose of protecting it. However, the rulers wanted nothing but peace and they decided to rebel on the supreme ruler, with them eventually being successful of killing him after waging a large-scale war. Considering the rulers and the monarchs has been fighting for eons, they should be at least comparable in terms of strength and speed, meaning the monarchs who Sun Jinwoo completely took care of by the end of the series should be strong enough to kill the Supreme Being. This makes Sun Jinwoo comparable to the Supreme Being, therefore universal. But there also exist many problems debunking this end. One, it is possible that a large group of rulers were required to eventually defeat the Supreme Being. Two, the Supreme Being could just be a creation god and simply is not capable of fighting. Ashbourne literally explained this to Sung by saying, "We were created to fight, and our powers were more than enough to bring down our own master." Think of it as an AI thing, where the scientist can make robots that are much stronger than him and could eventually kill him. The Supreme Being is also not omnipotent. Ashbourne
Let me bring up the scan. You
Well,
wanna
I
go
have
ahead?
that one, but I need to grab the other one.
Okay, yeah, we can wait. I'll wait.
Yeah, that one also says that yeah, that's fine. Next scan's fine. I think it's this
These
one.
rules here.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm gonna post the vanilla version, but I'm cutting out when my controller disconnected.
Fair enough. Alright, so do you want me to start talking then?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright. So the monarchs and rule fuck.
What?
Alright. I fucked up my talking. Alright, so the absolute beings can not only be creation gods, as they themselves enjoy creating and destroying things. And then, as we know, the rulers are completely useless to the current Sung Jinwoo and Ragnarok, because they even state that if it wasn't for the fact that Sung's army could regenerate, they would have lost this war in an instant. So, simply because they're immortal puts them above the rulers.
literally explained that there is no such a thing as infinite power. Therefore, his creation Ashbourne literally explained that there is no such a thing as infinite power. Therefore, his
Any debunk to that?
Yeah, I have debunks to it. I just need to find them real quick. You should have let
Ashbourne
it gone all the way though.
Um,
literally explained that there is
Should
no
they?
such a thing as infinite power. Therefore, his creation shouldn't be scaled to his durability. The author also tends to use hyperbole words quite a lot, which a lot of people likes to take it more seriously than intended.
Okay, buddy.
yeah, I think he might also use this argument against Goku. I'll have to check.
Well, that uses hyperbolic words.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I had the infinite power scans. I found them. So there's those two. That one. That one. All right, so I can debunk the absolute being part.
Right. So the absolute being what? Which part?
Uh,
Oh,
yeah,
fuck me.
I wish I would.
Well, luckily we're 5 minutes in, so.
I need the chapter
Infinite power,
73 scan
therefore,
too, I think.
So what part are we debunking?
It says that there's no such thing as absolute
the
power because the
much
monarchs,
strongly explained.
because the rulers killed them.
Alright, let me pull up the scan. After making that Suhu was asleep, Baru quietly returned to the territory of eternal rest. He slid in silently into the shadow and the world of infinite darkness. That's one.
Yeah, I have all 5 of them.
Yeah, we're currently inside the world of eternal rest. It was right enough to be called infinite. So let me just do this. And the reason we should take these scans over his one scan is because it's 5 to 1, and we would have to go with something that's consistent rather than something that's an outlier, like his one scan.
It's not even that the flowery word. It's not even flowery words. The reason why it states that there's no such thing as infinite power, it's because the absolute being had died. They even make that a staple in Ragnarok, but I don't got the scan on hand for that.
You know, that's fine, that's fine. We can just argue consistency over inconsistency.
All right, so I mean, I could just say that if the scan is needed to be shown, I can show it in a later point.
Yeah, if he makes a response video to the response video.
Yeah. All right. So I'll start. So we shouldn't take the absolute being, there's no such thing as infinite power from the absolute being scan because it's right after the fact that the absolute being had just died, and this is made into a staple point in Ragnarok, which I can show at a later point if need be. We also have statements uh, of there being infinite sized objects, the land of eternal rest that Sung has. And then there's a realm even beyond this, which is called the world of shadows, which is just simply beyond death. Where the fuck's the scan? Where the fuck's the scan at?
Sovereign of Death is the final scan. I have it, it's on screen.
No, I'm looking for another scan.
The Word of Shadow, the Word Beyond Death. Yep, 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 yep.
It's the last one I just sent.
Yeah, I have it on screen. There were many expressions referred to, yeah.
So we then have this explanation of the land of eternal rest, which Sung's actual realm is the world of shadows. He fits eternal rest within his shadow. So even something like infinite power means nothing to Sung Jin Woo. And even then, it's inconsistent because Sung has the power to destroy the universe. Because if you want to go back up to the other scans, it's the like last 3. The power, yeah. So yeah, there's no such thing as infinite powers, just as the absolute being capable of creating the universe were eliminated by his own creations. So if we do take this as a stable point, as is, it would mean being able to create a universe is infinite, takes infinite power. So it should be at the contrary, to destroy something should also scale to that as well. And then Sung is stated twice that the power of the Shadow Sovereign is capable of destroying everything the Absolute Being had created. So if you want to show the other two. Yeah. the god of another realm, hid inside its most loyal soldier in order to destroy everything it had created. And then the other one, if you want to show that real quick. For eventually, when everything went wrong, the absolute being hid in a truly fiendish power capable of ending everything inside its most loyal slave.
And
All
back
right.
to the video.
Yeah, that's it.
Explained that there is no such a thing as infinite power. Therefore, his creation shouldn't be scaled to his durability. The author also tends to use hyperbole words quite a lot, which a lot of people likes to take it more seriously than intended.
Contentions.
There's there's no reason to debunk this. He would need to prove
Eugene
it's
Hu
hyperbolic in the first place.
Yeah, let's see if you can.
drives his van and types on his keyboard at the speed of light. Now, speaking of speed,
Oh, what the fuck? Wait.
Fuck.
Eugene Who typed away on the keyboard just because he used it in this one instance when you know you should use it because that's how writing works. I don't know if this guy doesn't know. I'm personally writing some shit. That's how writing works. You can use hyperboles in some instances and other instances not. Like in these other two
hyperbole words
instances. One
quite a
second.
lot, which a lot of
Yeah,
people likes
he
to
typed it
take
at
it
the speed of light. So the context of that, it stated that because this is a D rank, Woojin, I think it's I forget his exact name, but he needed to type keyboard in basically an instant. So he started typing at quote unquote the speed of light because he needed to get it done ASAP.
Yeah, so context heavily
That's
matters.
the context of that.
When in reference to hyperbolic statements, you need heavy context to prove whether it is or isn't. In that case alone, it would be, but in most cases, it wouldn't.
it more seriously
I
than
forgot he
intended.
made the
Eugene
fucking
Hu
speed
drives his van
arguments.
and types on his keyboard at the
I
speed
didn't I
of
didn't go
light.
this
Now,
far.
speaking of speed, how fast is Sun Jin Woo? The most accurate and easy answer could be derived from his amazing fight with the Monarch of Destruction Antares, of which he possesses a particularly strong and a very fast attack called the Breath of Destruction, described to be like a flash of light, where Jin Woo stated it certainly moves at the speed of light. Not only did Sun Jin Woo intercept
Ah,
it, but
bless it.
managed to dodge it multiple
What?
I have to get scanned to debunk that real quick. I forgot he made
Again?
that argument.
We're
Yeah,
five
I didn't
minutes.
get that far. Listen,
We're
I didn't get that far. I got to the AP part.
we're 5 minutes in, and it's been 31 minutes, bro.
Yeah,
uh,
I forgot. I can explain. I
you
forgot.
can't. You can't.
Yeah, I know. I'm a bad person. It should be chapter 222. And then it's chapter 24. I know most of the chapters if it makes you feel better.
It doesn't.
What?
It doesn't. You'll be back soon. Where'd little bro go? Where did you go, little bro?
Found 99% of the scans.
They need for this entire thing?
For the speed part.
For the speed part, you took 10 minutes on, crazy.
Yeah, I can't find the fucking black light scan. I'm getting pissed about it.
Alright, well, let's open in browser. Let's just do this.
It stated it went to a different. It went to a fucking wall, but I can't find it.
After making sure that Suhu was asleep, Beru quietly returned to the territory of eternal rest. He slid silently into the shadow, and a world of infinite darkness spread out right before his eyes. Uh, yeah, so
Yeah,
this is
not
just
that.
scaling the size.
No, I didn't need that scan.
Alright, this
I'm a
one.
jackass.
Yeah, pretty much. Alright, this one.
So I think it's all the other three.
was wide enough to be called infinite. On top of that, there were 10 million soldiers residing there. Some places could only be accessed after borrowing the abilities of my friends like this. Flap flap. As the dragon friend flew rapidly to our destination, I sneaked a glance below us, and oh boy, there sure were a lot of soldiers before us. Below us. Yeah, you need that scan?
Yeah, hold up. Light. Dude, where the fuck is... I found it while talking to fucking... You know what I might just do real quick?
What?
You hear me? I might just hop on my computer real quick because I know I can get the scanner real quick.
If you wanna.
Yeah, because all I need to do is debunk the fucking... You mind, Subi? Yeah, because all I need to do is debunk the speed part and explain how it's inconsistent.
Inconsistent? What do you mean?
Okay, yeah, I needed those 2 scans too. Where is Calzier? So what we gonna do real quick is do that real quick. Do this real quick. I think I was on Google Chrome when I right. History. I was not on Chrome. I'm a liar. History. Oh, my back. Okay, so that one's useless. Oh my god.
Oh, did you send the scans?
I sent most of them. There's one more I need to find.
Yeah, so you sent the scan that you already sent.
I posted different ones.
Oh yeah, here it is.
Is it here?
In an
Control
instant.
F.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't this just get into how big is the world in reference?
It's an infinite. It's the infinite size place.
Yeah, so you just get into infinite speed via
Fuck.
that.
Yeah, but I wanted to find this scan to where it's also explained that he just completely threw a light past the whole thing. Oh, oh my god, what the fuck's going on? Yeah, I'm getting angies. Is it just on like 176? Am I just stupid? I probably am. Tubi! Subi, fucking stop. He's pissing me off. I tell you what. What the where the fuck is the scan? 167. I should be around here real quick. Fuck. Yeah, I fucking found. I'm pissed. I'm so pissed.
Why?
I found it.
Yeah, so that's why you're pissed?
Yeah. Why did it take me so long?
I don't know. Why did it take you so long, buddy?
Don't know, man.
Saying here,
I'm like
wait,
old at.
it was fucking 30 minutes in when you started looking for it, and now it's 46. Buddy,
Listen, listen, man. I'm old.
I don't care. You can be old on your own time. Like, there's just a like fucking 18-minute of just pure silence in this. Yeah, no, I'm successfully fucking ratioing this fucker. Every one like he gets, I'm gonna get 3. Oh, did you finally get it? Is
All
this the
right,
only one?
I just posted the last one. This is all I should need for the Sung Jin Woo debunking part.
We debunking Sun Jinwoo?
No, we're debunking his
No,
skill.
I was
Yeah,
finna be pissed
rebunk.
at you. I was like, nah, Sun Jinwoo slams. Alright, so good.
All right, so as we know, the world of shut. Well, as we know, the world of Reposit has no time flow. It's stated not only once but twice. Sung Jin Woo on chapter 222 of the original novel states that it feels like his movement is that of like the time is in a standstill state. And then he specifies no, it is like a standstill state, like when they had the original double dungeon where the time was at zero point 0.2 seconds if you hit yes or no.
What's gonna go
Oh,
for that one?
that's a speed feat that should be faster than time, but not an immeasurable speed feat. Sung and the Dragon Emperor also glared at each other, and it completely transcends the distance itself between the two. And then a weakened Sung Jin Woo, one that has virtually no mana at this point in the series, shot a light beam in Xavier's Eternal Rest domain, and it went so far it went past the world of repause, the Eternal Rest realm, and cracked the dimensional wall basically. So this should be at bare minimum another infinite speed feat So yeah.
Alright, now let's continue.
times, comfortably putting him at faster than light levels of speed. Now, as everybody has understood while consuming the light novels, the problem with fighting Sun Jin-woo doesn't only rely on how crazy powerful he is, but also on how strong and more dependable his army of shadows is. Bellion and Biru and arguably others are certainly as strong or even stronger than some monarchs. This means that any AP scaling we've talked about before could also be applied to his martial grade shadows. He isn't just stupidly strong, but can also overpower his opponents with extreme and overwhelming numbers, each as strong as the gods of destruction.
Saitama
So
scaling. Time for me to get
yep.
my debunking action.
Saitama is undoubtedly the strongest character in the verse. Took him 3 years of training to reach absolute power. Power that allowed him to one-punch literally most of the character he faces. He is like an endgame character that was placed right at the beginning of the show. While reading the manga, you often want to see him out of the picture just to witness what the other characters can do. That's how crazy strong he is. Now, even prior to removing his limiter, Saitama demonstrated faster than light senses and reflexes, and was legit immune to psychokinetic and
What? I don't know where this is from, but that scene right there was from a point .5 scene. In fact, one sec. I think that's from Terra 2. One sec.
Is it?
It might be. No, no. There was one. There was one in there. Yeah, but it was from a like a point .5, and point .5s aren't usually canon. But it doesn't matter. He's MFTO plus.
telekinesis powers. In other words, nothing can really harm him. According to Boros, Saitama possesses immeasurable energy, goes in line with Garu's statement of Saitama being infinitely strong. This was demonstrated by showing how Saitama can adapt and grow limitlessly provided he fights an opponent that can push him to do so. There exists an official One Punch Man website that listed Saitama's strength to be infinite. I took the liberty to translate that exact word and it came out to be Tsuyusa, which only has two meanings, strength or power. He also legit demonstrated
Okay, yeah. So, just want to say this. That scan has never been an official scan. He didn't get a official source for it. So if he wants to make this claim that's from a official site, he has to provide said official site. When I tried to find said official site, I looked for it about 2 hours. I couldn't find it. You can of course try and look for yourself, teach if you want to, but we can just continue.
the
And
ability
we
to
can
break in
continue.
and out
Yeah, no, there's physical interaction, so it cannot be it's called spiritual space. I'll go ahead and get a debunk that me and my homies collaborated on to debunk this specific scan here. One sec, where is it? Alright, can the stream see this? They can. Right here, so essentially, blah blah blah. You can pause if you want to. There you go. We can continue.
out of dimensions easily, can touch and bend hyperspace portals, alter causality, and
Spatial manipulation? Why what?
out of dimensions easily, can touch and bend hyperspace portals
Yeah, that's not hyperspace portal. I don't explain why. In the official manga, it says subspace, and while yes, subspace and hyperspace are both the same kanji, we since we have two conflicting translations that are both correct, we would have to go with the most accurate or no, most reliable one, the official one, to get the most accurate and most canon translation because it's official, and every other translation that isn't from it's called Shonen Jump is not official, so we'd have to go with the official one over the non-official one in this specific instance.
alter causality,
When could he alter causality? Also, that wouldn't be spatial manipulation.
and time travel with
He can't time travel with Zero Punch right now, but
punch, and the list goes on. But let's quantify exactly how strong he is. In 2018, Murata was asked if Saitama can blow up a planet. Murata simply replied by saying, "I guess he can if he wanted to." That goes in line with his statement in chapter 159, where he says that he feels like he'd just obliterate the whole planet. However, all of this pales in comparison to what he demonstrates later in the story, where his and Garu's series punch were so strong that it exerted enough energy to create a hole in the universe. Literally,
It wasn't a hole in the universe. We have no evidence to support the fact that it goes farther than what we can see. So if you want to say it goes beyond what we can actually see, you would have to give substantiation as to why you believe that's to be the case. And there's no evidence against it, so it would just be an inconclusive debate to even try and argue.
eradicating countless stars,
Neither what's called side is more probable than the other. So
solar systems, and potentially
yeah.
even galaxies. It's also worth remembering that this level of strength should be way lower to what Saitama can currently do, considering he and Garu adapted and grew immeasurably, allowing him to certainly pull even greater levels of powers. Some attempted to even calculate the growth rate Saitama attains each second based on the exponential graph provided in the manga. The results were, he'd be universal in no time.
I don't see literally any what's called
And it's
scaling for
too
this.
large to represent as a number. Now, the fact that he was able
Yeah, I don't see any calculations for this, so you just put random numbers up on the screen without showing the calculations.
to breathe and sneeze in an atmosphere that contains no breathable gases, causing tremendous levels of damage to a planet exponentially larger than Earth, could be the result of using Toon Force.
All that would mean is that he exhaled the air in his lungs out and blew away the gas around the planet.
Otherwise, how can he sneeze? Now, when it comes to speed,
What the fuck do you mean, how can he sneeze? Sneeze. Make a sudden involuntary expulsion of air from a nose or mouth. That would just mean that the air inside of his lungs came out. What the fuck?
it's pretty self-explanatory. Given all the feats him and Garu performed in outer space, Garu prior to this showcased faster-than-light feats with flashy flash and platinum S, and Saitama, even before removing his limiter, had faster-than-light senses and reflexes. With the many ridiculous and stupid amps both attained, they should be massively faster than light. With this, the
I would go with MFTO plus, but
only character that could maybe contend with Saitama currently is none other than the entity they call God. But can Sanjin-woo, with his shadow army, manage to accomplish what many failed to do in the One Punch Man verse?
So I have to restart.
Why?
One sec. Here we go.
There's more.
Well, yeah, there's more. It's Saitama how it would go. I just had my mic a little bit too low. One sec. Okay.
Saitama is unglued.
This is a whole bunch of yap.
Reflexes and was legit immune to
Yeah.
psychokinetic and telekinesis powers. In other
Wait, no.
senses and reflexes, and was legit.
The reason why this happened, I would have to go get the scan for it, which I will put in the video once I edit it. But the reason why this happened is because his spirituality, his like spirit, his psychic power was over both Fubuki's and Tatsumaki's. This was saved by Fubuki. I'd have to get the scan though. Also, I don't know when this was. I don't remember a light novel about Saitama. I'd have to go look for it. But this just looks like he wrote on something.
Immune to psychokinetic and telekinesis powers. In other words, nothing can really harm him, according.
No. You'll notice he used a what's it called, a 0.5 chapter, so I'm gonna do the same. This is a 0.5 chapter. So he also got hurt. When was it? Right here, yeah. There's blood from his mouth, and also if lightning has never struck my car. Oh yeah, there's also this. No, that's the wrong scan. That's the wrong translation. Why the fuck are they using wrong translation on here? But I'd have to find the real translation. I'll put it over there. I'll give reasoning why it's the real translation. But in this scene, during the correct and official translation, it states I made a big deal about telling that kid I wouldn't get hurt, which he did make a big deal about. So he got scratched here. You can see blood coming out of his nose, and That was the scene just before this one, I believe, which you can see blood coming up here from his mouth. It wouldn't make sense if it was coming from his hand because that would leave imprints of the dust and shit coming from his hand and all over here, not just coming from his mouth.
To Boros, Saitama possesses immeasurable energy, goes in line with Garu's statement of Saitama being infinitely strong. This was demonstrated by showing how Saitama can adapt and grow limitlessly, provided he fights an opponent that can push him to...
No, the only reason why he was adapting and growing limitlessly is because he fought a opponent of an equal category. Saitama graph. Let me just grab the graph real quick. If you look, during the entirety of their fight, they were completely equal. So the only reason he ever actually adapted is because he got an actual challenge. If he fought someone like Goku, who's 900, inaccessibly above him, then he wouldn't get a chance to grow because of, how big the gap is.
To do so. There exists an official One Punch Man website that lists...
Yeah, I said something about this earlier. So this is not an official website. The only place where I can find this actual scan is from a fake website, a Reddit website, not a fake website, a Reddit website. I've looked for 2 hours, Teach. You can go look for yourself. And he doesn't provide any evidence that it comes from an official source. He just says this comes from an official source. So he would have to provide evidence that it did come from an official source. So...
Saitama's strength to be infinite. I took the liberty to translate that exact word, and it came out to be Tsuyusa, which...
Oh yeah, by the way, the contradiction would be this. There's contradiction, really. So even if that was official, it would be something called death to author fallacy. Because there's finite jumps and growth across these lines. Not infinite jumps, finite jumps. That would, imply that his power is finite.
Only has two meanings, strength or power. He also legit demonstrated the ability to break in and...
Yeah, so this isn't a spiritual space for multiple reasons. Me and my homies collaborated making debunk. So here, this is the debunk. If you want to pause on it, if you don't want to read all that, the debunk is basically.
You didn't click anything.
Huh?
You didn't click anything.
No, I saw it on screen. They can see it. You can't.
I didn't see it on here.
Yeah, because I'm showing Opera GX. I'm showing them the entire right side on the screen. So the short of it is physical, spiritual space, not physical. So since he made a physical impact in it, that would mean that it's a actual physical space.
Out of dimensions easily, can touch and bend hyperspace portals.
Wasn't hyperspace. When we were presented two conflicting translations, both are correct. We would have to go with the official one because the official one is, the most likely to be canon because it's official.
Alter causality.
When has he showed to be able to alter causality? And that's also not spatial manipulation, by the way.
And time travel with...
He can no longer time travel, but if we use character selection, yeah, sure.
Zero punch, and the list goes on. But let's quantify exactly how strong he is. In 2018, Murata was asked if Saitama...
See, I don't even care if this is a actual thing, but every single scan he shows about this guy is him just pulling up a Word document. One sec. Just him pulling up a Word document saying, can Saitama do this? Yes. That's pretty much everything he's done.
Can blow up a planet.
Not everything he's done, but this is what this will be.
Can if he wanted to. That goes in line.
You'll see this later as well.
Chapter 1.
Yeah, you'll see this later. He does this again later, but
59, where he says that he feels like he just obliterated the whole planet. However, all of this pales in comparison to what he demonstrates later in the story, where his and Garu's series punch were so strong that it exerted enough energy to create a hole in the universe.
Now I want to stop here again. If he's saying that it traveled to the end of the universe, which is logically disingenuous because we have no evidence to support that, then he would be wrong because there's no evidence to support it. But even if there's no evidence to support it, there is actually no evidence against it. But this would only imply that it's going as far as we can see. Sure, it can go more than that, but we'd have to be able to give a exact quantification of how much more than our physical sight it would go. But he never does in this scene, and there's no evidence to support that actually went farther than we can see.
Literally eradicating countless stars, solar systems, and potentially even galaxies. It's
I'm glad that he said potentially, even though that there's no evidence to support that he did. But he still said potentially, which I'm proud of him for doing.
also worth remembering that this level of strength should be way lower to what Saitama can currently do, considering he and Garu adapted and grew immeasurably, allowing him to certainly pull even greater levels of powers. Some attempted to even calculate the growth rate Saitama attains each second based on the exponential graph provided in the manga. The results were, he'd be universal in no time, and it's too long.
Yeah, so I see no calculations, and I've watched this like Saitama portion before. He doesn't provide the calculations for this.
Hard to represent as a
In fact, there was no fucking picoseconds in the fight. The fuck? Well, there were pico fights, sure, but there was no actual times where we see it happen in a picosecond.
number. Now, the fact that he was able to breathe and sneeze in an atmosphere that contains no breathable gases, causing tremendous levels of damage to a planet exponentially larger than Earth, could be the result of using too.
This wouldn't be Toon Force for multiple reasons. He didn't breathe in space. This will just mean that he has the no. He could breathe in space, but just because he breathed in space doesn't mean it's Toon Force. Someone like Whis can breathe in space. That doesn't mean that Whis has Toon Force, even though in some instances you could argue he does. But that doesn't mean he has Toon Force. That just means he can breathe in space. That's not really Toon Force. And him sneezing is him just spitting out the air that's in his fucking lungs. That's the very definition of what sneeze is. So that wouldn't be fucking
Otherwise,
Toon
how can he
Force.
sneeze? Now, when it comes to speed, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, he just gets him to MFTL here.
In outer space, Garu
He just gets him to MFTL
Now,
right
3
here.
months before
I'd say that he's MFTL plus, but
the anime debut of Solo.
Teach.
What?
We're on the how it would go portion.
Okay.
Oh no, I have my cursor on ahead. MFTL over Fast and Light.
Leveling, I decided to reread the
Oh,
manual
no.
and read the light novel for the first time. Noticed many events that
He just read the light novel and got a lot of shit wrong.
He
It's
read the
crazy.
novel but casually skipped over a lot of information.
Yeah,
Cool.
no, that's crazy.
statements that were not included in the manual version. Some say that even when it comes to scaling, you gotta note that these are two different continuities. Kinda the same applies.
Do you believe there are two different continuities, or?
I do, but I'll say this: all the scans he's shown so far are things you can get off of fucking VSBW and just Google.
So that's what he did. Okay.
For One Punch Man manga
Yeah.
and the webtoon. See, since the light novel is more detailed and obviously is the original source material, I figured it would be appropriate to use the light novel when scaling this series. Rakan, the King of Beasts, was not stated to wield enough power to destroy the world in the manual, only in the light novel. But nonetheless, can Sun Jin-woo defeat Saitama? Now, it's pretty self-explanatory that simply one just being planetary, whether it's large or small, is just not gonna cut it against Saitama. I would argue if
Yeah, he's above it. We scaled him to what, uni?
Yeah, we even scaled the Earth to like uni.
Yeah, so him destroying the planet isn't really a planetary feat. That's uni.
even with the humongous large army Sang has, he would still lose miserably. One sneeze from Saitama can wipe out his army easily, with the exception of the high-tier shadows like
No.
Billion, Viru, and Igri.
Yeah, no, that's just an ignorant claim. He obviously just went on VSBW or Google, just went, scans, debunks, type shit.
Surviving the
I-
sneeze just to get
I'm gonna be honest. I think a basic ass Shadow Soldier could beat Saitama.
Random ant 367.
killed.
That's what I'm
after a
saying.
Serious punch. The massive difference in strength and speed guarantees
Multi galaxies, large planet. You literally said potentially a galaxy, and then said multi galaxies.
He also said Sung was potentially universal, but I digress.
He
the
says that at the
victory
end,
for
so
Saitama. Even
he
the
didn't cover
option
that
of
yet.
Escaping isn't available. Saitama is fast enough to reach him in no time, wherever he is. If he decided to use the portals, Saitama could just literally kick them away.
They're different. What's called? What dimension is Sun Jinwoo's portals? Like, what was it made of?
They're just made of his mana.
So he'd have to be able to kick mana, not subspace gates.
Sun Jinwoo
Yeah.
obviously has many other tricks he can employ, but I would argue nothing he can use can work on Saitama. The only win con he has is to trap Saitama inside his own dimension where he is omnipotent and defeat him right there. However, even that would be futile against him since he already
Well, you left him out.
So we just gonna forget the Xavier arc where that Sung just casually beats a character that has infinite power. And
demonstrated the ability
that version of Sung is just like inaccessibly weaker than the real Sung.
How did this chrome dome is crazy.
to break out of the dimension that certainly exists
It's not spiritual since he has physical interaction. That's pretty fucking that's pretty self-evident. If I interact with something that's spiritual, it's no longer spiritual if I'm a normal person. It wouldn't imply him having anything.
only in Phoenix Man's mind. Ruler's authority, which is basically telekinesis, bloodlust, stealth, are
Wait,
all
he
useless
debunked
when
himself.
dealing with just a
What do you mean? What do you mean?
He said it was in Phoenix Man's mind. So it can't be a spiritual plane. It can only be a mental one.
Yeah, no, that is narratively implied, but it's not. He's wrong there. Even it's not in his mind; it's in his suit. Costumes and suits have spirits in One Punch Man,
Oh,
but
that's it.
it's a
Their
reflection.
souls.
No, it's a reflection of their mental. Oh fuck, of their mentality of their. It's a mental plane, but it's within the soul of a what's called costume.
So they just lose to demons then.
Pretty much.
Cool.
significantly stronger opponent like Saitama. This would not be close at all. Now for the
No,
second
call.
case, which is
Call is crazy. Nah, never talk to me again, buddy. Nah, that's becoming a
Yeah.
soundboard. Fuck you.
Well, even the demons in like the soul leveling verse unironically transcend the soul and the spirit. I mean, and the laws of physics.
Crazy.
hyperboling Sun Jinwoo to be universal, even when I provided the many problems that entails in Sun
Yeah, there's no problems. You literally just cut Shab context, I assume, right? And got Shab VSBW in Google.
Yeah, he's just bringing inconsistencies that aren't actually inconsistent.
Pretty much.
Jinwoo's part.
Type shit.
This could be very, very interesting, though I like to preference that I do not agree with this scaling at all, and certainly think it's a huge wank granting Sun Jinwoo universal levels of AP, but if that's the case,
Didn't you scale him to low complex the other day?
No, I just scaled him to complex multi.
Complex multi. Fair enough.
Yeah.
then Saitama should be inferior when it comes to AP,
Universal. Oh, okay.
and still massively superior when it comes to speed. For all intents and purposes, I cannot think of any way for Sun Jinwoo to even intercept and react to him other than invisibility.
Yeah, just take that
Scaling
reverser
wrong,
and
though.
it's fine. Take it reverser and it's fine.
No,
Reverse it.
his scaling's wrong anyways. He admitted that he split light and darkness and when there was nothingness. So then if he created the universe, he would also have to create time, which is a universal plus speed, which is inaccessibly above just space universal. So the speed factor would mean nothing.
Sung is at best faster than the breath of destruction that moves at the speed of light, where Saitama should be hundreds or 1,000
Wait,
times
what does this
faster
say?
destruction that moves at the speed of light, where ability. Sung is at
I do want to make a comment on this too. So even if we do say it's like speed of light, very inconsistent. This statement was made at the very end of the war, where Antares couldn't even like keep his true form, and had to be in his like dragon form. He was that exhausted, that mana exhausted at that point in the series, and same goes with Sung Jin Woo.
I'll be honest. This is
So
just
they
like
were,
the. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah. So they were just all at a weakened state at that point in the series.
Yeah, so Yaxine is basically the downgraded version of Divine.
best
Yeah.
faster than the
So
breath of destruction that moves at the speed of light, where Saitama should be hundreds or 1,000 times faster than that. However, Saitama's strikes should not hurt Sun Jinwoo either. If Sung's durability scales to his AP, which is universal, multi-galaxy levels at best is just not gonna cut it. But due to the massive speed difference, Saitama still has the option to try as many as he wants. He could also first get rid of as many shadows as he can, and if he continues to adapt and grow limitlessly based on his growth rate, he would eventually reach or surpass Sung's level. I would say it could go either way.
Not really. I mean, I'll show you a video in a second, but he pretty much can't scale when he gets speed blitz and one tapped.
well, even then, let's say he adapts, right? It's still an inaccessible jump. So even if he gets infinitely stronger, he still can't damage Sung Jin Woo.
Pretty much, type shit.
Since if Sung manages to catch Saitama, it would be over. However, as I said, when reading Solo Leveling, in no time it was implied that the Absolute Being can do anything more than create and that Sun Jinwoo is universal. This is a huge overestimation to his overall level. And if this is not included, Saitama wins and it's not even fair. Now to sum up everything, Saitama
Yeah. So if if his feats aren't included, yeah, Saitama wins.
would
Yeah,
completely
if we don't use
annihilate Sun Jinwoo.
Ragnarok either, Saitama wins.
Nah, he'd win. Anime Sun Jinwoo over Saitama.
Unironically, it can be
Unironically,
argued.
really? Oh shit! I said that as a joke.
Yeah, so if you just argue the planet scales to as a uni plus construct, even though it should be higher, any damage to the planet would still put you at a set of infinity.
Crazy. I could not take that, Loki.
If he is planetary, he can bring as many death soldiers as he can and still would not make
Also,
a
you want to hear
difference.
something
It's too
funny?
strong.
Yeah.
Sung completely dodged a light beam from the archetype, which used Ashborn's power, which the lower forms. So even if we put ever so slightly above the Sung Jin that has like no mana, the illusion, he arguably dodged an infinite speed object. Very inconsistent, but
Where do you have Sun Jinwoo's speed at?
um, infinite to immeasurable.
Alright.
Strong and far too fast compared to Sun. However, Saitama would find a hard time to fight Sun Jinwoo if he is universal. His high-level shadow soldiers like Belion and Biru should also scale similar to that level. The only two things Saitama has
They're
going
not
for him are
interacting with
speed
any
and
of his
infinite
shadows.
potential and growth
Definitely.
rate. If
He
he's
keeps ringing up that shit like he didn't just go onto a random site and find it and didn't look at the calculations to confirm if they were
No,
correct.
they're unironically not going to be able to interact with any of the shadows. All the shadows are non-existent. Saitama has zero way to interact.
Let's just say he has like 9 quintillion times growth multiplier. He's still gonna get bitched by any being who's fourth dimensional.
Mm-hmm.
now gets caught, current Saitama would not survive countless non-stop universal strikes and it would be over. If he continues to
Yes,
grow,
so if we include it, he wins. If we don't include it, he loses.
similar to what Garu has done against Orochi, he will eventually surpass Sun Jinwoo. This would
Did he just knowledge cliff himself?
this non-stop universal strikes
Sung
and
has
it would be
better.
over.
Sung
Wait,
has
wait,
better
wait, wait,
evolution.
wait.
He continues to grow, however, similar to what Garu has done against Orochi, he will
Oh, okay. Orochi? Yeah.
eventually
You know
I
what's
thought
funny?
he said Saitama. I was gonna
surpass
say. What?
So at that point in the series, when Antares died, he was very, very much so deeper in depth than Sung was at the original point.
Kiat. Look at the screen.
Yeah. Anyways, it's to the point that it should be like almost an infinite difference. And Sung just at the end of the novel just like inaccessibly jumps on Tares unironically in Ragnarok.
So Super Saiyan
So
God feet with victim.
no, so his evolutionary feat can get him all the way to an inaccessible difference.
Right. So if both are equal in terms of AP, Saitama would still be faster. So we're gonna equalize AP so Saitama wins and not equalize speed.
I
This
mean,
would
you
make
can
it not close
equalize speed,
due
and they're
to the
still
need.
gonna lose via fucking hacks.
Yeah, no, I'm saying he's purposefully equalizing the AP and then not equalizing the speed, so Saitama wins, but he still loses.
Massive speed
Yep.
difference. So in case number 1, Saitama annihilates, but in case number 2, it's close depends on the factors I just mentioned. Nonetheless, both are amazing and badass characters, and I certainly wouldn't mind any of them winning.
Well,
I
I
just want
don't
to
think
make this
he's.
clear. My
Yeah.
bad.
No, good, good.
You go ahead. I'll
No,
say
you go ahead.
afterwards.
No, you go ahead.
Click on his channel real quick.
Oh no. What am I finna see?
Just click on it real quick and then go to videos.
The water
Go.
Do I
Yeah.
have to?
Yeah. Just hit videos. You'll understand. Yeah. If you see, his entire channel just centers around One Punch Man. So he's realistically probably a One Punch Man glazer.
Probably.
His
Tatsumaki versus.
entire channel.
It would have to depend on what version, but yeah, no. I give that to Toji. He doesn't really Saitama doesn't really have two good feats. Flashy Flash, his literal every single video is about One Punch Man.
Yep.
But I'm not gonna say he's biased just based on the fact that I just don't think he's knowledgeable. I don't think he knows.
Uh,
He has
I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna say he's biased either, but the possibility is there.
Oh nah, Akatsuki? He's doing this? Akatsuki Slam.
I think they lose. Don't they lose to last?
No, I mean you can argue a lot of them to be infinite speed. Even though I don't like the scale and it's a easily debunkable scale, I don't think he could. But like all he
Well,
has
I
to
think that's
do
the.
is wink and they're dead.
Well, outside of Blast, I don't think the S class really can fight him.
No, these characters are at least MFDL. That's what I'd argue. And then especially Obito, Itachi, and Pain. So I mean, all they have to do is speed blitz.
Fair enough. Which not too many of them Naruto characters can, but like someone like Itachi should be able to.
I think he switches up. Oh,
Pain
doesn't
shouldn't be able to.
shouldn't be able to
I don't
what?
think.
I'd argue Pain is MFTO plus, but
Well, you can argue that, but I don't think he has the AP necessarily to beat Blast.
I just argue he seals him.
Well, what's that going to do? His sealing consists of him putting him into a different dimension, and then Blast.
Oh, you saying
is a
no?
yeah? He's able to
Tripping.
teleport.
Wait, who are we talking about? I don't think I'm tracking.
So Pain, Obito, right? Not Pain. My bad. I'm a fucking knockoff Madara. Toby.
I was not paying attention. Sorry. Let's just stop recording. It's been an hour.